Welcome back everyone to the Sim Racing Show, and it's a huge week for sim racing. A $2.5 million investment into a sim that we thought was dead. There are cars coming to one of the biggest sim racing games that you may have never have heard of. There's a brand new sim racing game coming that's teasing loads of stuff. There's a massive new game that's launched that I think is more of a sim than people think. And there's obviously the new F1 game as well, and there's new hardware. We're going to get all into it in this video. So I am going to start with the big investment. So, Le Mans Ultimate, if you remember, owned by Motorsport Games. The company was in big trouble. I reported on it. They were running out of cash. They had to get rid of a lot of people. They had to sell a lot of licenses. Out goes NASCAR. Out goes IndyCar. They can't do British touring cars. They concentrate on Le Mans Ultimate. It comes out. I buy it with my own money. It's very buggy, but there's clearly promise there. Fast forward 1 year later, that's where we are now. Le Mans Ultimate is a pretty decent game. It's a pretty decent package. You got the 23 season and the 24 season. So you got the GTEs and the GT3s, and you got LMP2s, and you got hypercars, and they're bringing new cars to the game, new tracks to the game. Controversial business model, because even though if you bought it like me in early access, and we're going to talk about later in the video how you can save money buying sim racing games, but if you bought it in early access, I now need to pay for more cars and tracks, but people are enjoying it. Now, the company Le Mans Ultimate, parent company Motorsport Games, was still in big trouble. An unknown investor came in, and I've done some digging here, $2.5 million. So that company is a company that I already work with on this channel, and that's Pimax. So Pimax, who make the Pimax Crystal and Crystal Super VR headsets, they have invested $2.5 million in Le Mans Ultimate, and I didn't know this, and I was making Le Mans Ultimate videos in my Pimax Crystal. There'll be some links in the description. So that's pretty exciting. That's a big, I say, commitment from a VR headset manufacturer that sim racing is going to be big in virtual reality. Now, I did some digging, did some research. There's also some other investments in Le Mans Ultimate. If you know the website traction.gg, which is different to overtake.gg, but they look the same, traction.gg is giving $50,000 of marketing to I think articles and promotion to Le Mans Ultimate as well, as part of a sale that happened there. So there are other companies that are kind of investing in Le Mans Ultimate. Maybe it's a genuine alternative to iRacing, and with a set of course to Evo looking like, oh, hang on, there's a bit in trouble. In their words, they messed up. Maybe there's a big space for Le Mans Ultimate, so there'll be a lot more content coming on the channel for sure with Pimax. I do a lot of VR content with Pimax, trying out their headsets, so you'll see that. Now, I'm going to talk about two games on kind of different ends of the spectrum that I think are both relevant for us as sim racers. The first is American Truck Simulator. So that is one of the biggest sim driving games in the world. Absolutely huge. American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2, made by the same company. Pretty cool company. We've covered a lot of the updates. They've announced they're working on bringing cars to the game. Well, hang on a second. They've built these massive universes of real-world locations that previously you've had to be in the truck, and if you see my truck videos, you're going to like a million gears. That's cool. But now what if you can do it in a Mustang? What if you can do parcel delivery? I've got to drive from London to Cologne or something. Got to go over there to Germany, drop off a parcel. Starts to sound like a bit like the original Test Drive Unlimited. So I'm going to ask them more about this. Let me know if you have any questions about that as well. And on the other end of the spectrum, which I was surprised by, Forza Horizon 5 came out on PlayStation 5. Xbox gave me a code so I could play early, and I was really surprised by the depth of the handling. Now, I was playing on this steering wheel here, which is a Logitech G Pro, which is the same wheel that I used for Gran Turismo 7, and I don't know if it's because I'm using exactly the same equipment, but I felt like it was much more Gran Turismo 7-like than Forza Motorsport-like, which is super interesting. We know that PlayStation has a better ecosystem of sim racing wheels, really. There's better support. Thrustmaster have chosen PlayStation for the T598. I think it's just generally a bit of a better setup ecosystem because of Gran Turismo 7. A lot of the Fanatec wheelbases as well. And now Forza Horizon 5 could be interesting on a sim racing front because you have a lot of new cars added to that game. It's got a lot of really cool cars, probably cooler cars than Gran Turismo 7 that basically imports a lot of cars from GT Sport. So we're going to be covering that as well. Let's go to hardware in a little bit, but first I'm going to talk about Le Mans Ultimate. One more piece of news. They have done an internal 24-hour race simulation. Now, I don't fully understand why this is news and driver swaps, because rFactor 2 has this, because they used to run the Le Mans Virtual Series on rFactor 2 until Max Verstappen told everyone to uninstall rFactor 2.
They can't even control their own game. I think I'm going to uninstall the game.
Now, if you don't want to get burned by buying early access games and then you're not sure about it. Here's the optimum strat. A big thanks to our sponsor, Instant Gaming. If you go to Instant Gaming, they basically have discounts on a load of sim racing titles. I'm working with them to try and make sure they have sim racing titles in their armory. And for example, Forza Horizon 5 is basically half price there. They already have PC, Xbox, and they're going to be bringing PS5 as well. Set of course, Evo's there, ACC's there, Le Mans Ultimate's there. All of the big games are there. So I'm pushing them to get Wreckfest 2 there. So after this video, if you're looking for sim racing bargains, go to instantgaming.com, link in the description, and if you use my affiliate code, I might get a small commission as well. So big thanks to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Now we're going to talk about Simagic. Yes, Simagic. So they have announced their new generation of wheelbases, 9 Nm, 12 Nm, and 18 Nm. They say it's zero cogging. Not sure what Thrustmaster feel about this, because the T598 direct axial is all about zero cogging. But interestingly with Simagic, did you know this? The kind of like public face of Simagic was a guy called Tyler Wang. He left Simagic and it all seemed a bit unusual if you look at the press releases, and he's now at Conspit. So if you've seen my videos on Simagic stuff and Conspit stuff, Tyler Wang has now gone to Conspit. So does that mean that Conspit is going to be the place where you're going to see sort of evolutions to what we were seeing at Simagic? I don't know, but one to keep an eye on. It seems like an interesting story there. Now, 2 big licensed games coming up. MotoGP 25 is going to come. I had a key for that last year. I didn't play it because I didn't think you guys were going to be interested. So if you want to see MotoGP 25, let me know in the comments. It's got some new kind of modes there, like a mini bike mode as well. That should be pretty cool, like doing mini bikes. And the other big one, F1 25. I am not part of the hype train for F1 25. The fact that a big feature is reverse tracks is like, you've run out of ideas. You know, there'll be a lot of content creators who'll be hyping up now, oh, the livery editor is better because you can flip an image now. Like, it's not the step up that everyone wanted. However, if you look at my content on F1 25 last year, F1 24, yes, I was disappointed by the VR, but to be honest, when I was running it on my PC and my Xbox Series X, I was like, this is a pretty good experience. Like, you know, it's fully licensed. I'm not expecting it to be a mad sim. I just want to be immersed in the licensed experience. But there was a lot of toxicity from on the esports side. The esports drivers like, this is rubbish. You can't please everyone. So all they can do is try and please esports drivers or try and please kind of you and me. So we will see. But I'm not part of the hype train. I'm going to be completely honest on that. As always, right, another game that's going to be madly hyped is Project Motor Racing. I think they're going to be getting a lot of coverage, but they've been introducing some cars, old school, Morgan Aero 8, Mosler MT900R, TVR and Celine. So it's like old school cars. So I think they've identified an audience which is older dudes, and it's going to try and hit that older dude demographic. I think it's a pretty crazy time for sim racing. I haven't even spoken about iRacing, but I've been in iRacing recently, ironically on a Pimax Crystal Light, trying to squeeze performance out of it, and I was really surprised on my budget 4060 Ti graphics card. And every time I go into iRacing, I'm like, this is just so good. Like, iRacing is just so good. Over time, I've accumulated a lot of cars and a lot of tracks, and you go there, I can do a 50-car grid, and I can have great racing with AI, or I can go online, and there's nothing like an iRacing online race. There's something about the setup, the way you into practice with people, and then you get pulled into your split, and then the little practice and the quali, and then gridding up. There's something about that that's like, oh, it's got that secret sauce. So yeah, now is a good time to go check out Instant Gaming in the link if you want to pick up some bargains. You will find bargains there, I promise you. Let me know if you have any questions about that as we keep working on this partnership with Instant Gaming, trying to improve them in sim racing, and I will see you all in the next video.